Hello, my name's Joseph Anderson, and I've been a Young Life leader in Long Island now for 5 years. To make a long story short, I basically packed up a truck one day 5 years ago and moved from Dayton, Ohio to Long Island to lead Young Life. I had been hearing stories for some time about the struggles of Young Life on the island, and quite frankly, Young Life in Ohio at that point was huge. And I just felt like I had to come and see what was happening here. But I had no idea what awaited me, and what did await me was the most incredible story that I've ever been a part of. A story that could only be orchestrated by God. A story that's still going right now, this instant, this moment. And a story that you could be a part of. This is the story of Young Life North Shore.
Stars, hide your fires. These are my desires.
This story starts really in 1998 when a high school kid by the name of Anthony DeFina was invited to this thing called Young Life that he had never heard of before, and it was really brand new to the area.
We went, and I believe my first experience was Lake Champion, and we went to Lake Champion. Of course, it was a lot of fun, and you know, everybody had a good time, and they talked about Christ, and they talked about, you know, church and everything, but it wasn't like a youth group in the sense where they were just bombarding you with it as like a you know, they weren't just trying to shove it down your throat. They were just giving you, you know, what they wanted to give you, what they were telling you. And then, you know, if anybody else was interested beyond that, they were there for you. If not, you went along your way and you played games and did whatever, and it was fun. You got to hang out with other kids.
For first, I didn't understand, you know, what he was doing, and then just to see the excitement in him every time he had to go somewhere. That's the only thing he ever wanted to do, is to go to Young Life. And he'd just come home and be all excited about stuff they did and the meetings and all the clubs.
When I was little, my brother was in Young Life. It was always really exciting to hear him come back with the stories of Young Life. He would tell us all these crazy games, like he had to eat a whole gallon of ice cream the fastest, or just all the fun that he would have at McDonald's after club, and I just couldn't wait to be involved with something like that.
And I think we ultimately ended with 15 to 25 regulars, and then beyond that was, you know, they would bring their friends and everything. So at a massive club meeting, I think at the max was probably like 40 to 45. Okay. And then with that going to camp and everything, there was the other club that was in Nassau. I don't exactly remember where it was. Like you said, Manhattan.
Young Life was about to explode on Long Island. It was working, and kids were hearing about Jesus Christ. Unfortunately, Young Life lacked one crucial element. It lacked community support and involvement. And without that community support and involvement, it simply became too much for the area to sustain itself. And, for all intents and purposes, Young Life on North Shore, Long Island dissolved.
But I think the real problem was once my senior year was over, there was a loss of, I don't want to say interest, but there was a loss of structure to gain more young lifers, if you would.
For me as a mom, because it was great as a mom to know my kid was somewhere safe, having a fun time, people were loving him, and coming alongside him and encouraging him. So when it went away, it was disappointing. I also had younger girls who were looking forward to going to Young Life when they got old enough, and they were extremely disappointed. So it was kind of a sad thing for us in our house when Young Life left our area.
And then when I was in I think 10th grade, I went to an amusement park with my mom, my best friend, and my boyfriend, and we went because there was a Christian band playing, and we only had an opportunity to go on one ride because we only had about an hour before the show was starting. So we get on the Superman ride line because we love superheroes. So we're on the line, and my mom, she's like, "Look at that shirt. Is that a YL?" There's this guy with this bright yellow shirt on, and there's a YL like right around here. And I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Do you think that that's Young Life?" I'm like, "It has to be." So we ask him, and he's with a bunch of other people, a bunch of college-age students, and they're playing this game.
And the man standing directly behind Anna in that roller coaster line was a man named Glenn Snyder. Glenn had recently returned home from Potsdam University, where he had caught the vision of Young Life. When he got home, he had one desire: to bring Young Life into the North Shore. As soon as Glenn returned home from college, he got a job at Staples, where he met a man named Mike Pryor. They quickly struck up a friendship, and they discovered soon that they were both believers. Glenn shared the vision of Young Life with Mike Pryor, and Mike wanted in. Together they decided they were going to bring Young Life to the area, and that's just what they set out to do.
And we were like, these people are so funny, like we just have to ask them. So we're like, "Hey, that shirt, is that Young Life?" And he goes, "Well, yeah, it is. I just got involved with this thing called Young Life." And my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. My son was involved with Young Life." And he's like, "Oh, that's great. I'm just starting it up in my area." And this amusement park is in New Jersey, and we're from Long Island. So he goes, "Yeah, I'm starting it up." And my mom's like, "Oh, no way, where?" And he's like, "Oh, on Long Island." We're like, "We're from Long Island." And then he's like, "Oh, no way, I'm starting it up in Selden." I'm like, "We are the next town over. We're in Coram. That's so crazy." So we meet up with this guy. His name was Glenn. He wound up starting up Young Life, and he was my leader for the next 4 years of high school.
I started going to wildlife when I was in 6th grade, and I stayed in wildlife till 8th grade and then went up to Young Life, and now I'm a junior in high school and I'm a wildlife leader. And we help run wildlife clubs so that all the kids can have more fun and get to know Jesus easier.
Learning about Jesus in Young Life is really important because it means that I know that he's always there for me, and that it's just a constant reminder that that he's in my life and that he wants me to be saved and that he loves me, and that's the most important thing.
Laughter is the only thing that'll keep you sane. And this world is crying more and more every day. Don't let evil get you down in this madness spinning round and round. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Some people say faith is a childish game. Play on children like it's Christmas Day. Sing me a song, sing me a melody, sing out loud, you're a symphony. I want you to live forever underneath the sky stretch when the road is long. Don't ever forget you are never alone. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Oh yeah, I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Oh yeah, I want you to live forever underneath the sky so blue. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
There'll be no audio, so.
Oh, good. So we can talk about whatever we want.
Yeah.
Like Philip. What do you guys want to talk about?
You can talk trash about Joe right now.
Maybe like TK is such a jerk. Nobody likes TK.
Oh, I'm definitely putting that in. I'll raise the audio for that.